All right, welcome back to the episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight we got the full cast. We got Adam, we got Alex, we got Chris, and we got Keith. We're going to jump into a special video of bringing back one sports franchise of your choice. Before we do that, make sure you hit the subscribe button for us. We always appreciate you. It's completely free to you, helping us grow the family. We're on the push for 300. If you're already a subscriber and came back for another video, thank you so much. If you want to make sure you can ding the little bell and you'll always get notifications when we drop something. Make sure you like the video for us because it does become more popular. And as always, you can hit us in the comments. You know we're going to get back with you. So, fun little game. Everybody, I think, has a couple different franchises in their mind that they probably really liked and or, like for me, really like the uniforms. So, I got 10 of the most notable ones if you want to take a peek at them. But if you want to lead it off, Adam, I know you were pretty passionate about the one you wanted.
Yeah, so I would like to see the Flint Tropics come back.
Back from the ABA.
No, I would really like to see the Montreal Expos come back. I would think of the three major sports, at least in the U.S., being football, basketball, and baseball. Baseball is the one I watch and or care about the most. So I would love to see the Expos come back and be a franchise again.
Yeah.
Plus, like you said, uniforms were pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Expos did have a pretty sweet uniform. Like, this is hard for me because I'm going to pick one that I think is more realistic than it is, like, actually obtainable. But, like, the Brooklyn Dodgers, like, cool, the LA Dodgers, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the name Brooklyn Dodgers is so cemented in baseball's history.
Yeah.
Like, it would be really cool to see the Dodgers move back to Brooklyn and be that team. It's not going to happen, but that would have been kind of cool. For me, actually, the uniforms were the Houston Oilers. I think the Houston Oilers were some sick uniforms back in the day. And I know that the Titans tried to move to Tennessee and be the Oilers for like 2 seasons, then completely revamp the franchise of the Titans. But I almost wish that the Texans would drop their organization and become the Houston Oilers again. I think it would be a better opportunity for their franchise.
Yeah. One I'm going to go with is going to be hockey, of course. A little close to home here, I'm going to go with the Hartford Whalers. They ended up moving down here to the North Carolina, the Raleigh area, becoming the Carolina Hurricanes. So a little close to home with us here in South Carolina. Also, the Hartford Whalers, like if you go back and look at like their jerseys, that green and blue with the H that has the whale tail coming out of it, it's a really unique jersey. And there's a huge like cult following about the Whalers.
Did they have like a retro uniform that was like a ship captain one looking?
I don't know about that one. But I mean, like that's their jersey there. But every once in a while, the Hurricanes will break this out like for like warm ups, and like you still see fans wearing this to the game down there.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you got the W and the H inside of it with the whale tail topping it off. Huge cult following for them though. They still have a ton of fans out there. It's still in the NHL game. You can get it as like a throwback team. So it'd be cool to bring back a classic like that. And of course, you had I think that's Gordie Howe. Yeah, when you had him playing on the team for a little bit, it's a lot of history there. A lot of history.
Yeah, I knew nothing about the Hartford Whalers, by the way, before this video. That's sick.
They'd probably get in a lot of trouble with PETA though, being called the Whalers.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that.
But so they moved. When does it say?
97.
Yeah. Okay. So that's unfortunate.
You can't call it expansion team success, but relocation team success to win a cup in the early 2000s shortly after moving. So I mean, it's kind of like that thing about the Browns claiming the Ravens Super Bowl as theirs because of how quick that relocation was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Baltimore Colts are on this list actually. I think they're the third most popular of the teams that.
It'd be cool to see the Minneapolis Lakers come back, so that way the LA Lakers fans would just be like, "No, it was
also not happening."
Yeah. So I think I'm here for either the Oilers. I like to see the Oilers come back, or the Supersonics. Supersonics back in the day, where when you had Gary Payton and Sean Kemp and Sean Brownlee was on that team for a while before he went to Dallas. So I mean that was a
Reggie Miller.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you had it was a really
I kind of
cool-
forget like how recent the Supersonics were too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it
Like
was,
Kevin,
it was very
Kevin
recent.
Durant was drafted by the Supersonics.
Yeah, he was a Supersonic. So,
Like
but
And the Expos. Tom Brady was drafted by the Expos.
Yeah, he was the
Forget how
last.
recent they are too.
that's not recent. That's 20 years.
So, but yeah, I think Seattle or even like the Vancouver Grizzlies. I remember growing up watching the Vancouver Grizzlies too, before they moved over to Memphis.
I really wouldn't be surprised if the Supersonics actually do come back. Like
They
Especially
are.
with-
They're in the talks to come back, and when they
Especially now that
when
they've got you've got the hockey team up there. So the only major sport they're missing now is basketball.
basketball.
So
Yeah.
why not try to bring it back and be one of the few cities that has all four major sports?
Yeah,
In North America.
I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Seattle.
well, and they'd have 5 because they have the soccer team too.
They have
Yeah.
an MLS team as well.
Yeah.
So they'd really have 5.
So, yeah, Supersonics is a. Did you love the Supersonics jerseys?
I wasn't a fan of the jersey,
I
but
wasn't either.
But I mean,
honestly.
just watching Gary Payton and Sean Kemp play back in the day was really cool.
I mean, I thought they were pretty cool. Some of like the
So I
More
mean,
the red collar.
these weren't bad. When they went to the Reds, I didn't like the Reds. The green and yellow was cool.
the
Yeah.
red collared one, but the green.
The green with the basketball doing the like galaxy rotation actually isn't that bad.
I'm just saying Seattle's missing out on a chance to be one of the few cities, actually the only other city, that all their teams could be on the same color scheme. Like Pittsburgh, every team is truly a black and gold. But if you think about it, Seattle teams are all some sort of form or fashion of a blue and a gray and a green.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mariners, the Seahawks,
Yeah,
the Kraken's a little bit more like light blue and black, but they could, if they wanted to,
And a green.
Yeah,
I
And-
would say they'd all have green actually.
they could bring back the Sonics and have
a lead.
4 of these teams all.
All have a green color.
Yeah.
Well, then I mean the Sounders are what, green and yellow? No.
Yeah, they're green. They're green and
They're
light
more.
blue.
They're more of the.
They're more of like the Seahawks,
green.
Seahawk green and blue,
Yeah, so they'd all be green.
and then pull up the Kraken colors.
Yeah.
Ain't it the Seattle Sounders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What's Portland's?
Portland Timber.
The Timberwolves.
Remember, they're the one that score and then cut off a big chunk of timber.
Yeah.
Kraken, not Karen.
Yeah, I know.
It's more.
The
The
fact that they have
fact that they have the Seattle Karens, though. But it's a blue and
Yeah.
more of like a red because of the Kraken's eye. But
That's awesome. That's an total accidental thing, but it's so great that actually happened.
if they wanted to, they could implement a
It's
green
the
in there
Seattle
very
Storm
easy
Kings.
and come
Yeah.
across. All teams have the same color.
Yeah.
And if you bring back the Sonics, you can get them on board with that because I mean, hell, Sonic is blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty great. So Seattle
Yeah, I'll go
was
Seattle.
the team. Oilers. You went with Hartford Whalers, and
Yeah.
then you went with
The Expos.
Yeah, Expos. Yeah. So everybody picked different teams.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, hit us in the comments. Let us know what sports franchise you want to see come back. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.